Hey, what's up, Sailor, and welcome back to the last Campfire Spooky Stories. Okay, I'm just gonna make a quick video here because originally I was going to play Amnesia Rebirth. Yes, don't get overexcited. I'm excited myself. Yeah, I'm going to play the new Amnesia game, but it's still downloading, and I needed to make a quick video, and that means I'm going to play it tomorrow. So, why don't we just enjoy some scary story? So yeah, grab a blanket, grab some snacks, grab some friends, grab some loved ones, grab your lover, or anything that you can grab, or let something grab you, and get comfortable as we dive into some spooky stories. Okay, watch my face transfer from one side to another. Okay, let me just transfer it downstairs. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. This one is called Hell. There was no pearly gate. The only reason I knew I was in a cave was because I had just passed the entrance. The rock wall rose behind me with no ceiling in sight. I knew this was it. This was what religion talked about, what a man feared. I had just entered the gate to hell. I felt the presence of the cave as if it was living, breathing creature. The stench of rotten flesh overwhelmed me. Then there was the voice. It came from inside and all around. Welcome. Who are you? I asked, trying to keep my composure. You know, the thing answered. I did know. You are the devil, I stuttered, quickly losing my composure. Why me? I blibbed as good as I could. The silence took over the space as my words died out. It seemed like an hour went by before the response came. What did you expect? The voice was penetrating but patient. I don't know. I never believed any of this, I uttered. Is that why I'm here? Silence. I continued. They say the greatest trick you can ever pull was convincing the world you don't exist. No, the greatest trick I ever pulled was convincing the world that there is an alternative. There is no God? I shivered. The cave trembled with the words. I am God. Okay, that was truly a chilling story because it involves death and the afterlife, and it brings question that there is no heaven, there is no benevolent God. The fear factor in it is that it attacks our belief and makes us question because there is nothing more terrifying than the unknown. Okay, this is the second story. It's called What It's Untold About the Dead. I don't want to sound mean, but the dead are pretty clueless. I don't want to sound mean, but the dead are pretty clueless. I've always seen them. When I was younger, everyone thought I was just talking to imaginary friends. After a couple of years, when I overheard my parents talk about calling a psychologist. I realized that I was talking to, see, ghosts don't tend to realize they're dead, and they don't look like in the movies. They look just like us. I'm pretty smart for a 13-year-old. I'm pretty smart for a 13-year-old, so I started noticing certain patterns to tell them apart from the living. They could be a bit distant from living people, or you'd see them try to talk to people who wouldn't even notice them. Some of them could tell I was different, that I noticed them, like this guy I saw after school yesterday. I'm a big boy now, see? I don't need my parents to pick me up. Home is just a short walk away. He was standing away from the other parents. Didn't talk to them, just stared at me. That's how I knew he was one of the ghosts. I went over, told him I knew what he was, and asked how I could help him.
We got it, sir! Good. That's one less loose end.
I don't remember much after that. I think because of what happened this morning, downstairs. My parents were crying. I tried talking to them, but they ignored me. They must have died last night somehow. Sometimes the new ghosts wouldn't talk to me. Some police officers and reporters just arrived. They won't talk to me either. Just like my parents. Kid, I think you're dead. It's weird. I've never seen so many ghosts together before. Okay, that was another chilling story. Because if I'm reading this right, the boy didn't meet a ghost. He met, I don't know, a killer and tried to help him, and I'm guessing he killed him and now he's dead. Sorry kid, those are not ghosts. You just died, okay? It kinda had me on the first half. It was really interesting. A boy who could see ghosts. And he describes that they are not different from normal people. But then that happened and we realized that the boy is dead. Ah. Okay, this is the third story. It's called So, I Lost My Phone. Last night, a friend rushed to me out of the house to catch the opening act at a local bar's music night. After a few drinks, I realized my phone wasn't in my pocket. I checked the table where we were sitting at the bar, the bathrooms, and after no luck, I used my friend's phone to call mine. After 2 rings, someone answered, gave out a low, raspy giggle, and hung up. They didn't answer again. I eventually gave it up as a lost cause and headed home. I found my phone laying on my nightstand right where I left it. Okay, another chilling story because the call came from inside the house, but who was that inside the house? Okay, this is the fourth one. It's called He Stood Against My Window. Game, don't do that. Beside me is a window, okay? I don't know why I looked up, but when I did, I saw him there. He stood again. He stood against my window. His forehead rested against the glass, and his eyes were still and light, and he smiled a lipstick red, cartoonish grin, and he just stood there in the window, pennywise. My wife was upstairs, sleeping. My son was in his crib, and I couldn't move. I froze and watched him looking past me through the glass. Oh, please no. His smile never moved, but he put a hand up and slid it down the glass, watching me with the matted hair and yellow skin and face through the window. I couldn't do anything. I just stayed there, frozen, feet still in the bushes. I was pruning, looking into my home. He stood against my window. Oh, I just get it. The perspective wasn't really specified. We are not the one who is in the house. The monster is in the house. The doctor pulled the stethoscope ear tips out and hung the device around his neck. Mr. Witherby, all of your tests have come back negative and my examination shows nothing abnormal. Adam knew what was coming next. I'm not crazy. Doctor, I'm sorry, but there is no physical reason for why you are occasionally lose control of your hands. A psychologist can help. I don't need therapy. I need answers. They seem to have a life all their own. I can't hold a job. I'm under investigation for assault. I almost killed my neighbor. This can't go on. I'll try anything at this point. After 2 weeks on a new medication, Adam saw no progress and grew increasingly depressed. He was convinced that despite what the doctor said, it was not psychological problem. That night, a frustrated and angry Adam sat in a chair and drank bourbon. Drunk and hopeless, he stumbled to the garage and started the table saw. Okay. Taking drastic measures into your own hands. Sorry, couldn't help the pun. Then slowly lowered his wrist towards the screaming blade. Detective Armstrong entered the garage, where several uniformed officers stood over the blood-soaked body. So what do we got? He asked, taking in the blood-splattered scene. This is a weird one, Detective. How so? Take a look at the body. He apparently chopped off his hands with the table saw and bled to death. Now, Armstrong knelt down and we can't find his hands anywhere. So, like the hands in Adam's family? Okay. That was more weird than spine chilling, but still, spooks are spooks. Oh, I didn't realize it. It was already 5 stories. Ah, how time flies. This is the last video for this series. I hope you enjoyed it so far, but that is all the time I have for this video. Be on the lookout for tomorrow though, because I'm going to play Amnesia Rebirth. So yeah, if you want more contents like this, give me subs, give me likes, and give the bell a ring in the nuts, and I'll see you satyrs in my next video. Bye bye.